Hello internets, I'm Hamsterbomb, and you guys are here for another update video. I've got a couple things that came into the P.O. Box. I'm going to be opening these up first. I'm expecting these to be some more Q-Charm games. I'm going to get to those in a minute, because I've got a couple things I wanted to tell you guys about. First off, it's like late March. There's a lot of stuff, like video-wise, that I've been working on. Recently, I just finished filming for, editing, uploading, and scheduling completely done with Metroid Prime Randomizer. I know I'm, like, really ahead on that, but I'm trying to get as ahead as possible, for, like, a bunch of other series. Plus, I just couldn't stop myself from playing it. It's just so much fun. So, like, I think as of now, there's only, like, 4 episodes that are even live. But, yeah, there's a lot more. I was getting ahead of myself, so aside from that, we got a lot more Zelda Breath of the Wild. Obviously, that's like a twice-a-week thing we're doing. Actually, after this, I'm going to be filming some more Pokemon collection videos. We got a bunch more of those to do, a lot of cards right now, and then we're going to be transitioning to other stuff. There's obviously still Witcher and Q-Charm coming up as well, and big thing I wanted to get to here was the new podcast series. That's plural series, because there's 2 of them. Do You Physics and Pokedex Paradox have now both been released, at least their pilot episodes, on my YouTube channel as well as on podcast networks around the world. Pretty much any of them, as far as I can tell, you can get your hands on them. I've had to go to a bunch of different places and check them, so I'm talking like iTunes, which iTunes has access to a ton of different places, because a lot of mobile apps actually fetch from iTunes. Like, for example, I use Castbox, and it fetches from iTunes. My friend Matt, he has some other podcast app, and his fetches from iTunes. So aside from that, I've also got, like, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We didn't do SoundCloud. Apparently, you gotta pay for SoundCloud, which is ridiculous. There's, like, Google. There's a Google one. I don't remember what the Google one was, but I got it on Google. There's, TuneIn, and a couple others. I haven't written down, but whatever. So, you'll be able to find them. From here on out, because those pilot episodes are now ready to go, if you subscribe to them on the podcast networks, whenever it is released on the YouTube channel, it will also release on the podcast for new episodes coming out. I'm also, soon gonna make a generic Hamsterbomb podcast network you can listen to that gives you everything, and I'm probably gonna put some bonus stuff in there. So that'll be like a third network. It's coming soon, in the works. I'm working on it, but for now at least, Pokedex Paradox and Do You Physics are up. And Pokedex Paradox, in case you haven't gotten to listen to it, it's basically a short, I'm not gonna say like short, between like 25 to 30 minute episodes of talking about the science of the really screwed up Pokedex entries that we have, and each Pokemon we get to talk about. It's really fun. It's a crazy series. And the big thing I wanted to talk about for each of these is I have a couple new Patreon. They're not really rewards like tiers, because this applies to anybody who's on Patreon right now. If you donate anything monthly at all on Patreon, then I have basically got it open so that you can suggest new Pokemon that you want to do episodes for Pokedex Paradox. Of course, Kim and I left to our own devices, as well as Matt. Matt's in on some of them coming up later. We're gonna be fine with stuff that we really want to do and we're excited about. But of course, there's so many ridiculous entries. If you have like a favorite Pokemon with a crazy entry, let us know on Patreon. And if you're a Patreon member, we'll talk about it. We'll see if we can get that episode for you. So aside from that, basically the same deal is gonna go for the new series, Do You Physics? This is a longer series, if you haven't gotten to listen to it. These are typically like an hour-long podcast, and they're on bigger ideas in video games, where we talk about, for example, episode 1 is talking about the Pokeball. Like, what kind of technology would need to go into that thing for it to actually function, and how would the whole shebang even work, and is it even physically possible? And what else would happen in this world if we had that technology? So there's a lot to it, and obviously Do You Physics spans all sorts of crazy video game mechanics, and it's not even just specific to certain games. Like the last one, we just filmed an upcoming episode. It's going to be about, this is much later, about herbs and potions. We have some about creating monsters. We have one about zombies. So there's a bunch of crazy stuff in video games that we're going to have physics episodes for. So if you have an idea, a big idea you really want us to tackle that is in a video game and you want us to like try and explain it, or see what the physics would be like in real life if we could do these things, then check out Patreon. I'm sure the link is down in the description, and I've already got posts down there that you guys can reply to if you're Patreon members. Good to go. So that was the first thing I really wanted to cover before we dig into these. And since I'm so horrible at trying to rip these open, I'm just going to use my trusty Caesars and not destroy the return address. Sometimes those are important, like every single time they're important. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to open, who's the last one I had on here? I forget the name. I get so many of these so frequently, I don't remember who that last one was. Actually, that was it. It's actually just a letter? Oh no, there's a game in there. Okay, it's taped inside. Because I opened this like, oh dear, don't tell me they forgot the game. Okay, so here we go. Yes, the game is actually taped on here. I'm not going to turn around in case there's some personal information, but I'm going to read this for you guys. Hello, Monster Bomb. Was I spell checked or am I Monster Bomb now? My name is Zach. I'm a huge fan. I'm sending you my Pokemon Platinum version so you can do the cute charm glitch to my game. My mom is sending this for me because I'm autistic and unable to complete this myself. I can't wait to get my game back. My mom's name is Joanne, and her email through PayPal is and my return address is Thank you, Hamster Bomb, for making my son so happy. Oh, I'm glad I get to do these for people like this. I'm really excited. I'm gonna do my best to make sure I can get this as quickly back to you as soon as I can. I pick these up typically on, like today as I'm filming this, it's a Monday. Usually I pick them up on Mondays, if not, it could be as late as Wednesday in the week, and then they'll get back to you guys that next week, because I take like weekly trips out to the post office. So, for the next week, this should be coming back to you, because I know they got another one right here. It's only in specific instances it might be faster than that, but it should never be longer than that. So, anyway, that was all. I'm really glad, Zach, that I get to make your game. Hope you have a lot of fun with this. I know some people have been asking if they need to get their own cute charm Pokemon or anything. That's something you don't need to worry about. I don't think I mentioned that in the video where I was talking about trying to get your game out safely. I was talking about what you need. Oh dear. This tape you have is actually peeling the sticker of Platinum off, and I don't want to do that. Shoot. Uh-oh. Oh no. Could I like take the tape off this way and wrap it around? Oh, that's not a good solution. You know what? I'm gonna probably the worst way, but I'm gonna do it like this, just so that, yeah, there we go. There's now just some tape on the cover of this, but I'll send it back better so that doesn't happen, okay? Sorry about that, had a phone call. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad at least I was able to put that back together. I don't know anybody who has had this issue. Ooh, this reminds me, because I just flipped this over. So some people are really curious when they get a they want to send their Q-Charm game to me, and they're nervous, like, how am I supposed to know if it's an Australian copy or an American copy? Because the Australian copies of these games still say USA in the corner down here, which is where I tell you guys to look, and then some people send me ones and it turns out to be Australian, and the reason that matters is because it's not recognized by the Action Replay and I can't get my edits to work. That's terrible, and then they end up having to send another one. So basically, I found a way for you guys to check and confirm it. And right now, Zach, I can let you know yours is an American copy, I guarantee you. The way to do it is to look here on the back. I'm going to see if I can get my focus to cooperate here with my hand right there. There, you see how that number is printed underneath the patent pending? You want to look for that. If it says CPUE, you look at those first numbers, CPUE, that's American. If it says, I think, APAE or something like that, that is Australian. That's how you tell. Because I've checked all of them and I've been looking at everything, and from what I can tell, if it starts with APAE, that is actually the game ID, or part of it, and it will not operate properly. Even though I can get the correct codes in there, it still just doesn't work. So I've tried everything I could, but unfortunately, that is just that. So anyway, got another one here. This one's a little physically larger. This is coming from Daniel. Let me see if I can get this opened safely here. I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I've got my scissors, and I hope I'm not, like, shredding something. Like, they put in some cards for me, and I'm like, oh no, I just cut them up. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that over there for the return information. Unless you guys obviously write it inside letters, which I appreciate, because it's a lot easier for me to save. Here we go, we got a letter. Hello, my name is Daniel, and I'm quite the fan of your channel. As you can see, I've sent you my copy of Pokemon Heart Gold. Nice choice, nice choice. Platinum's a really great one, too. Well, clearly, this is the two I did my series on. And I wish for this game to be turned into a shiny Cute Charm game. I have a close friend who's also a big fan of Pokemon, and I want to give him a shiny Cute Charm game as a surprise birthday gift. Does he love shiny Pokemon? This is the first one that's just a generic gift. That is so nice of you. That's so nice of you. My return address is blah, blah, blah. Also, for the sake of my privacy, I ask you to please not read my letter in a video. I'm sorry. If you have to, you may read some of it, but not my name or address, please. Of course, that's why it's okay. Good. I feel better about that. You scared me. Thanks so much in advance. Have a nice day. Best of wishes to your channel. Yes, this is a Pokemon anime pun. Oh, yes, they underlined the best wishes. I got you. Yes, I got you. PS in case I need it. Yes, email is blah, blah, blah. All right. So, thank you so much, Daniel. That is so nice of you. That's so nice of you. So, I'm gonna pull this open just right now, just to, like, confirm and show you guys, because, the first thing you would check if you wanted to make sure that these games are going to operate, that's interesting, okay, that these games are gonna operate right there. You see in the bottom corner that says USA. I wonder what my Heart Gold says. I don't have it up here anymore. It's actually downstairs, so I can't do it on video. But you can actually see this one says something different. It says IPKE. I think that's correct, and honestly, right now I can just show you if it's working or not while I'm on camera. So, oh, hold on, this goes the other way. If this thing's recognized, then I'll be like, okay, that's correct. If it says IPE, because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong information, and then everyone is completely lost. You know what I mean. I just want to make sure that we are good and everything is working. IPKE actually does appear to be the correct name for this, from what I am guessing. I'm going to see if this thing can boot. Then that means we're good to go. We get some volume there. We gonna boot? We can boot. Okay, so as long as that sucker can turn on, that means I can do it. So, just kidding, each game, I guess I can just only show you for Heart Gold and Platinum what they're supposed to be. So, those are at least what the game IDs are. If you want to look up online, like, try and figure out what those game IDs are for the backs, and then you can identify it, that's another, like, form just to make sure that what you send is correct. But either way, that's basically all. I wanted to give you guys that information about Pokedex Paradox and DU Physics. And that is all the time I have for now. Thank you all so much for joining me. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.